Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for coming here tonight. I will be baking chocolate chip cookies today on Baking with Leah. No, they're good cookies. Yeah, and I will be explaining the science behind the baking process of the cookies and the chemical changes that each ingredient undergoes. Yeah, and I start off by preheating the oven to 375 degrees. I'm going to start by microwaving the butter because if the butter is melted before it is mixed into the batter, the molecules are more spread out and active, and so when the when the batter reaches the oven, the liquid butter molecules evaporate and leave lots and lots of little air bubbles, and that makes the cookie chewier. Yeah, instead of a cakey cookie, and I like the chewy ones better. So I guess you do too. So I'm gonna microwave it first, and stuff. As you can see, the butter has undergone a physical change, and it has changed from a solid state to a liquid state. So the molecules are more spread out and more active with the heat energy. Now that we've cooled the butter slightly, we whisk together the sugars, eggs, butter, and vanilla extract in a large bowl. So we have the melted butter that I did not previously pour into the bowl, brown sugar, 3/4 cup firmly packed, white sugar. Why is that upsetting? And 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. It smells wonderful. The brown sugar. Oh, are you still? The brown sugar is important because when it cooks, it caramelizes and it turns into a liquid, and the sucrose is broken down into fructose and sucrose, and it's tasty. It's tastier than the white sugar. Eggs. They're organic because they're brown. Fun fact, the color of the egg is determined by the color of the ear of the chicken. So this chicken had the brown ears. The ear is like a tiny little feather on the back of the head. Yeah, chemistry. There's a little piece of the shell in there. I'm sorry, guys. Now, I'm whisking it together. Making the first part of the batter. Another thing that will occur with the sugars is called the Maillard reaction. Maillard. And it's when the carboxyl group of sugar reacts with amino acid groups and forms like uncharacterizable complex sugars that make the taste, smell, and color. Yeah, that's why cookies are brown and delicious. So the Maillard reaction and the caramelization is basically caused by the sugars. The eggs undergo a chemical process because they denature in the heat, and the bonds between the amino acid strings break apart from the heat energy and reform stronger covalent bonds. And the water that surrounded the proteins when the egg was still liquid are forced out, and the egg becomes harder, and it's like the skeleton of the cookie, and the egg is actually what stops the cookie from like constantly spreading out. Eventually the cookie reaches a certain diameter, and the egg holds the cookie's shape and keeps it from collapsing on itself. As you can see, the batter is already more liquidy than it would have been if we had started with solid cold chunks of butter. because obviously because the butter is liquidy and the molecules are more spread, and that'll cause the diameter of the cookie to be larger because it'll immediately spread out onto the sheet. Okay.
You don't know who it is. And his little brother, his mom makes his favorite cookie all the time. It's just chocolate. So the little boy steals it and goes to his brother's store. God, I want chocolate.
Okay. That's about right. I'm going to add it to our mixture. And the baking soda and the salt. Okay, 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda. The baking soda is sodium bicarbonate, and when it is combined with acidic ingredients like milk and chocolate ingredients, it releases CO2. If we were to use baking powder instead, we would just, it's also sodium bicarbonate, but it already includes an acidifying agent in it. So the difference is that baking soda, you have to like bake the cookies right away, or else the batter won't be like poofy with the air bubbles. And the baking powder, you can let it sit or cool overnight because most of the CO2 reactions occur when you're actually baking it. But for baking soda, it mostly happens when you mix it. Where's the baking soda? It also whitens teeth, so I hear. Yep. 1. 2. 3. 3/4 teaspoon. And 1 teaspoon of salt. Mix it all together, and you know that it's the best of both worlds. Now we add an estimated amount of semi-sweet chocolate chips. And we roll it into balls and put them on the tray. And then we place it in the oven where all the magic occurs. And that is chemistry with baking cookies. Now you're a smart cookie. Thank you. Epilogue. Guys. Oh. Cut! 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 Did you cut? Oh my gosh. I'm just digging it in there deeper. Okay. Stop. He's so annoying. And that'll cause the diameter of the cookie to be larger because it'll immediately spread out onto the sheet more. Thickening up the batter to make it more doughy. Yeah. Alright, this isn't exciting, so you can stop now. Oh my gosh.